it going, peeps? Welcome back to Viva La Coin. I am Joe. I will be your host for today's episode as we cover what probably is the hardest thing in crypto right now for people outside of this space to wrap their head around. And that is NFTs, or non-fungible tokens. That is the digital art that you see people buying for 5,000 times more than most people make on average in their lifetime. Why is it worth so much? What are the actual practical use cases behind it? What cryptos are involved? And ultimately, what are my thoughts? That's what we're going to be covering in today's episode. And if you could, or if you find any of this useful or informative, like the video, share, and especially subscribe. I am trying to get us to 100 subscribers before I repeat a single Hawaiian shirt. Right now we're at 70 and I still got a couple left, so we're pushing, and I appreciate you guys and all the support that you give. And I brought some of my own art. If you guys are fans of anime, I'm a big My Hero Academia fan. Be your own hero with All Might back there to celebrate a little bit of art along with NFTs. But let's go ahead and dive into it as we go through this. If you have any questions after we cover what we do, feel free to leave a comment down below and we'll be happy to get back to you. So, real quick, as always, just going to touch base on Bitcoin's current price. So we are sitting right around 58.9, and we've been pushing around 59,000 over the course of the last couple days. And I believe that over the course of this weekend, we should see some good positive action from the crypto community as a whole. And we're not going to see a lot of sell-off since people are priming up to dump the market before next Friday, which is a big CME futures date. If you don't know what that is, don't worry about it too much. I'm going to cover it a little bit early next week so we can be prepared. And Cardano is also live on Coinbase now, so we're seeing them starting to rally, and that is exciting as well. But let's jump into NFTs as a whole. So what is an NFT? So an NFT is essentially a non-fungible token and is a specialty cryptographically generated token that uses blockchain technology to link with a unique digital asset that cannot be replicated. Now, this could be digital art. This could be music. This could be people are selling digital land. And you may think that that is an absolute fucked up asinine idea and people wouldn't spend their money on it, but you would be sorely mistaken, as people are spending millions and millions of dollars a day on these NFTs. So let's cover a little bit about why they're important. So before I jump into the specific cryptos that cover them, I'm going to talk a little bit about what you've probably heard, at least in passing in the news, if you're following anything in the cryptocurrency space. So one of the first artists that was selling digital art as an NFT, Beeple, just recently sold an NFT. It was a compilation of his first 5,000 days of work. Now, this is a guy who never sold a piece of artwork a day in his entire career for more than $100. Just sold an NFT, which is a digital copy of this image, not even the physical one, a digital copy, for $69 million. And you could say, oh, well, I could just save this as a screenshot. This news story is using this image. You know, we could make copies of it. Now, I would contest, and I'm going to play both sides of the court as I talk about this, because I believe that there are benefits, and I also believe that it is a dangerous, volatile bubble that's going to wreck 99% of the people in it. But how many prints of the Mona Lisa do you think are just circulating out there in the world? How many images of that are on handbags, postcards, gift shop items? Millions. But the original copy, if you can verify, oh, this is the one from the Louvre, this is the original copy of the Mona Lisa, that is the one that holds its value. That is the one that has a story. Now, with NFTs or any other trading cards or collectible items in real life, those physical assets, they all hold those same sort of properties over time. Now, NFTs haven't been around for a while, but you may think of something like baseball cards or rookie basketball cards or even Pokemon cards. They all have a history. There were only so many made first edition 25 years ago or 30 years ago, 40 years ago, depending on what you're trading. And if you can find the originals, and if they're in good enough condition, people will pay a ton of money for it. And with our economy currently being in dire straits at the moment with everything going on, people are leaning back into collectible assets. Being able to say, I have something, it is one of a kind, or it is very rare. And just like cryptocurrency is rare in its own right and has its own applications, this is combining those two worlds between cryptocurrency and collectible items. So there's only one of these, which is why it's worth $69 million as opposed to, let's say, even Bitcoin's $59,000. So when you have these transactions, or you're handing them off from one person to the next, it will actually show what the first person who bought one of these NFTs for and what they sold it for, and who the second person bought it from them, how much did they pay compared to what the original person bought. You almost have a ledger tracking how the price appreciates over time and or depreciates. So if there's a certain copy of things that are out there and they start to depreciate in value, you might not be able to offload that item. It may not hold its value in the way that you would want certain pieces of art or collectibles to hold it. In one site where a lot of artists are going to post their new NFT art is OpenSea. Now, they just raised millions of dollars in funding for their site and for their business model. But you'll have all these digital artists coming in and listing the different art that they have created. Now, some of it is incredibly expensive, some even unjustifiably expensive. Like this piece of art right here is worth 10 Ethereum. So 10 Ethereum right now is close to $18,000, 18.2 actually. Now you can see the average price over time is about 2 Ethereum. So it's obviously appreciating, it's going up in value. But you can see who makes offers on this. And the big thing is I can see that all the trading history. So I can see who first bought it, and then I can see who trades it back and forth to one another. And it's very interesting that people will try and get in early to projects and sell it for more and more and more. And it's almost like you're trying to find someone who's willing to pay more than you did for it. And a lot of these projects, if they don't hold their value, if it is just FOMO and people rushing into this because everyone's talking about it, they may just buy a bunch of things that don't hold their value. And to give one example, let me see if Logan Paul put out an NFT. Yeah, so Logan Paul, all excited about crypto and whatnot, put out his NFT trading card. When he first put these out, people were buying them straight up for a full Ethereum. So about $1,700 a pop. And already there's enough out there. They're not really that exciting and they don't have a history. Like the Mona Lisa, if you go and buy a Picasso, those have decades upon decades of history behind them. And even like a holographic Charizard Pokemon card has history behind it, and maybe how long it's been in circulation, who had it prior, or a very rare like first edition Superman comic book. It won for over $1 million, but it has history. A lot of these don't. So you'll find a combination of a bunch of just shit that isn't worth anything, and then your occasional projects that are worth a lot. And right here, we have CryptoPunks, which is one of the biggest projects, and it was the first one that really took off, that sort of launched all this. And right now, I can't see the trading history. A lot of these aren't up for just anyone to buy unless you dig a little bit. I do not purchase actual NFTs. I buy the crypto that makes all this run, but I don't buy the NFTs. But there were 10,000 CryptoPunks, let's say, in this specific art exhibit, and you could buy one and you own that. Now, other people could copy it, but when it all comes down to it, you could show, here is the base blockchain behind it to show that I'm the owner of this image. And you're going to ask yourself, why in the fuck would anyone pay? Right now, there was one that was sold for $7 million, one of these CryptoPunks. Why would anyone in their right mind pay that much for it? And I actually pulled up a tweet on our Twitter page, which It's looking pretty cool. If you want to go follow at Viva La Coin BTC. Some random person had Viva La Coin already taken, so whoever they are, if they watch this, which I highly doubt that they will, I'd be happy to buy that from you. But I pulled up a specific tweet from a guy who paid 140 Ethereum, which is a shit ton of money. That's close to $300,000, almost, or 280. When they purchased this, and this was back in January, but they were talking about it and why they bought it, and I found it very interesting. So why did I purchase a 24 by 24 pixel image yesterday for 140 Ethereum? The world is without a doubt moving digital over the next few years and decades. COVID has definitely accelerated this transition, but there's still work to be done, specifically on the tech side of things. But that doesn't mean that the digital revolution hasn't already started, and CryptoPunks are the first NFT ever. There were only 10,000 ever minted, and each one has their own set of attributes. Because of the known quantities in existence and differing rarities, they can trade anywhere between 5 and sometimes up to 1,000 Ethereum. But why? Why does this image have value at all? Because of its flex utility? When I started down the NFT rabbit hole, this person didn't care about them at all. Didn't really see any need for it. As they spent more time digging through Discords or talking to people, I began to notice these CryptoPunk avatars more. The range went from elites to some of the more common CryptoPunks, because some of them, there are copies, like you'll own number 1 out of 10 or number 7 out of 10. Just like special edition releases of different things. And it was like being part of some exclusive club, being a cyberpunk owner. So how can someone do that digitally in the crypto world today? When they're talking about, when someone buys a Rolex in the real world, they don't spend thousands of dollars because of the watch's utility value. Simple $5 watch could perform the same utility. It is to flex their status, to convey, hey, look, I'm well off, I can afford this expensive watch. So how can someone do that digitally in the crypto world today? I can't post a picture of that watch and say, hey, look at this expensive watch, guys. First off, that's cheesy. And secondly, where's the fun if you can't verify that it's real and that it's mine? But with an NFT, by posting it as my avatar on Twitter and Discord, I can quickly flex with simply a picture. Ownership and authenticity can quickly be verified online because they have that blockchain code backing up that NFT. It has the same effect as wearing a Rolex in real life, but digitally. That is a phenomenon that will build on itself. Sure, people will spend money on their Lambos in real life, but there will be a desire and need to buy something expensive in the digital realm, something rare, something easily recognizable, something expensive. If you're looking for a high beta play on BTC/ETH, you want to be buying a AAA caliber NFT project. As of right now, CryptoPunks is at the top of that list. I know it was a little bit more long-winded, but it does make sense when you think about it, that most of the things that people buy, whether it's expensive handbags, shoes, clothes, a Rolex, people do that not for the utility of those items, but just to flex the fuck out on people and to show, hey, I have money to spend on this other bullshit that other people don't. Therefore, I am well off. So in a digital realm, NFTs could signify that exact same thing. So that's one aspect of it. And all this other garbage that people are panicking or freaking out in, like that Logan Paul one, that can be a little bit dangerous, because every influencer and every content creator, every celebrity, every actor, they're all trying to come out with their own thing. I promise you. And I'm warning you, not a financial advisor here, but this is a bubble the size of the planet. It will pop, especially when we have a correction at the end of this bull run. And most of this shit is never going to be worth anything. It's just not going to be. And whoever buys at the top, you can't just exit. If I bought, let's say, Bitcoin at 50,000, it goes all the way up to 500,000. Oh, and then it starts to drop. I can sell at 40,000 or 400,000. And yeah, I didn't sell at the top, but I still can take profit. If I buy, let's say a Logan Paul card, and they're all at $10,000, and they start to dip. I can't just sell out of this. I have to find someone that's willing to buy it. Now, I'm not going to buy an asset where the whole market is depreciating in value. So no one else is going to catch that falling knife as you're trying to drop it. So they're going to be very difficult to exit. And unless you are incredibly experienced in cryptocurrency and you know exactly what you're looking for and exactly what you want to do, I would highly recommend to avoid this, just because I think it is incredibly dangerous to get into. Although I have to keep stopping myself from trying, because I think I can make a killing, but I'm not going to do it. Joe, don't be stupid. You're not a financial advisor, right? You don't know what you're doing. Don't do it. But thought all this would be interesting. Another great point I wanted to make was in regards to music. So NFTs for copyrights. Why non-fungible tokens could transform who gets paid from music rights and how. So people like Steve Aoki have already sold different NFTs for millions of dollars. Kings of Leon racked up about $2 million selling them bundled with their new album. And these individuals, when they're selling that, remember, there is an individual or authentic, one-of-a-kind code in this NFT on the blockchain. So that's where the rights of the music lie. So oftentimes when people are buying unique digital collectibles, they typically aren't buying underlying copyrights. So if someone's just buying that song, they may still own the copyrights of that song. So if someone buys that song and it's getting played everywhere, they could say, oh, I own that song. Well, that original artist may still own the copyrights to it and get royalties on that every time it's played, or royalties for every time it's sold to someone else for more money. And that is a very unique concept of not only can I sell my art or I can sell my music to someone, but if they sell it to someone else for more, I can get royalties on that difference in the price from what it was when I sold it to them and what they sold it for. And whether it is Taylor Swift getting screwed out of her music deal with that guy and she had to re-record all of her stuff, or different record labels exploiting their artists and not really giving them a good cut of what they're owed, or digital copyright infringement of everyone being able to copy every motherfucking song or image on the planet and create whatever they want online and kick it around between everyone faster than people can react and say, hey, this is my work. I did this and I'm not being paid for it. Now there is an underlying, infallible, immutable code on that blockchain that will show exactly who's using it and who is due what. And you can even section that out. And Blue Box is a suite of blockchain-based tools launched by distribution services Ditto Music. Now, they have a pretty unique idea on this, and I'm not too familiar with it, but like I said, I try and stay right on the cusp of everything, but I'm not going to buy any of this shit. This year, Blue Box is launching both a copyright exchange and an IRO, an initial release offering platform. Think about that, an initial release offering. Similar to sites like Polkastarter or CoinList, where you can list new blockchain or cryptocurrency projects that people can buy early, where blockchain projects harness the power of community to fund initial offerings. Blue Box IROs will let artists pre-sell music to a community who will then be able to own a piece of their art as an NFT. So there's so many different applications when it comes to copyright, fan interaction, and just creative things that you can do with this. I think NFTs will be here to stay. I just think that everyone else diving in and just screenshotting images of different shit and selling it, they're going to get burned. Now, Jack Dorsey, who's the CEO of Twitter, sold a digital NFT, just a screenshot of his first tweet, for like $2.2 million. And it sold. So they obviously see the value in it. And the fact that Jack Dorsey also just paired up with Jay-Z, the rap icon, and his music platform Tidal, I think that they have big plans for NFTs and music moving forward. Now, just to talk on real quickly to wrap us up, the different blockchains in NFTs. So these, just like NFTs are a bubble, I do believe some of these blockchains and cryptocurrencies are a little bit overpriced right now. But you can see a lot of them in the red, and some of them are pretty heavily in the red if you look at the charts last week. The whole space had a pretty big correction, but the big couple that I'm going to cover, some of which I own, some of which I intend to own as we go, and just some of what they do, just to keep an eye out for them and why this is so cool. So the largest one in the space is Theta, and Theta, you can see, is just shooting up in price as of late. This all took off really about a month, 2 months ago. So they're all going parabolic straight to the fucking moon. But Theta is essentially your, instead of like Ethereum being the internet or blockchain being, or Bitcoin being money, Theta's your streaming platforms. So your YouTubes or your streaming service, where people can upload videos or stream gaming without it being shut down or demonetized for talking about certain topics. And they have a partnership with a couple different big places: Sony, Samsung, Google, Binance, all intend to work in some way with their network. Engine just had a big partnership with Microsoft, but they're even further deep into the gaming side. So they want to focus on esports and e-gaming. They're a social gaming platform through which users can create websites, different clans that you can game with, in-game chats, and host your virtual item stores. So a lot of cryptocurrencies are battling right now for in-game currency. If you know anyone that has young kids or teenage age kids that play Fortnite, you know that those in-game purchases where you can just buy a new skin or a new gun or whatever DLC or downloadable content there is, they make a fuck ton of money selling that stuff. And cryptocurrencies are a great way for in-game purchases to also be incorporated. So they're all fighting for that space. And Chili's shot through the roof as well. They probably had the most parabolic rise out of any of these. And they focus more on esports and some traditional sports clubs as well. So you had a bunch of big soccer teams around the world starting to incorporate them for different NFTs or exclusive events for their fan bases or ways to support them. You will also have, like right here, this platform aims to allow fans to buy tokenized voting rights for their teams they support. Football club Juventus, I believe, or Juventus, I believe it's H, but you know, was the first to launch a team token through socios.com, which is where Chili's is incorporated. Since then, more than 100 different teams have joined the platform. Chili's has attracted the attention of competitors from a wide array of sports, including football, basketball, and esports. So all of these different teams want to then offer things, just like musicians can offer exclusive music or rights to their fans. Well, now you can offer something to the fans of the sports team that you like. And then two others I'll mention briefly. Mana, that's more virtual reality, owning your own specific virtual plot of land that you can buy all these different items or different collectibles and keep them there and build things in Flow, which I'm a big fan of. I can't buy it in the US unless you have a VPN, which not a financial advisor or someone that would circumvent those in any way, shape, or form. So tough luck there. But they have a big partnership with NBA Top Shots. And if you are familiar with how expensive and how big of a market Top Shots trading cards are for the NBA, that's huge. They were selling just clips from the NBA of specific games or moments for hundreds of thousands of dollars all throughout the month of February into early March. So all of these different items, the ability to claim ownership of something so rare in a digital space. The ability to, maybe as a new unknown artist, create your own art and put it out there and allow other people to decide whether they want to buy it or what the value is over time. Whether it is to flex on people just like we do in real life with all of our shitty materialistic garbage, or even if it is to have a better fan interaction with your music or sports fans. NFTs are a unique craze indeed. They're incredibly volatile and dangerous to get into when you trade, but they will, in one way or another, impact the world that we live in far more than any of us ever anticipated. And I hope that this video was beneficial for you guys to start to get a base understanding of not only what an NFT is, but why I believe that there is certain utility and value to them in some of the practical uses that they may have, as well as getting excited for maybe what new or innovative applications may come out in the future that no one has thought of yet. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comments below. And as always, I am thrilled to have you here on this episode of Viva La Coin, and I will catch you guys next time.